We are back. It was a little bit of a rough week for me. For those of you who follow me on social media, check out my community tab posts. You know what was going on. But we're back at it, and today I wanted to share with you guys some Steam Deck news that I found interesting. There's a lot of things going on out there. The Steam Deck has started shipping to early, reservations. I've even seen a few people in my timeline mentioning that they just got their shipping email with tracking. So that is really cool. If you got in early, they're going to be sending out those emails. They started last week, Friday at 10 a.m., I believe it was, sending out emails to people. You had 3 days to pay the rest of the cost of the reservation, and they have started shipping them today. If you didn't get your email and you were on that Q1, they're going to be sending them out, I believe, in waves throughout the next month. So just keep an eye on that. Make sure you're jumping on it, double checking that you got that email. And then when the Q2 people, which is what I'm at Q2 2022. Then if you pre-ordered after, it was crazy doing the reservation process. I got in within a few minutes, but I didn't get on that Q1. It's okay. I'm not mad. I would have loved to have one now, but that's okay. It gives me a little bit more time to save up. But there's some good news with that as well. This is going to be ramping up like crazy here. So if you got in the reservation later, it's going to be after Q2. But after this Q1 goes through and all the people who, purchase their unit, Q2, that's going to start in April. So they'll be starting to send out, emails in April. I'm sure they'll announce news, what to look out for, that kind of thing. So if you're Q2, April is the month. But still, keep tabs just in case. You never know. Reservations could be not getting paid for or something. It could start trickling to the early Q2 people. Don't know for sure, but just keep tabs just in case. But while we're on this page, the Steam Deck page, I'm gonna put a link to this, so you could either bookmark this page or come check it out. But there's one other thing that's been recently added here. Make sure if you're interested with the dock, the official dock, you don't have to use the official dock if you want to plug this into a monitor or a TV. You can use other powered USB-C hubs if you want, but I know a lot of people myself included, I want to have the official products, and if the price is right, that's what I'm going to go for. But they do have where you can add that to your wish list so you can be notified when it's going to be available to order, coming late spring 2022. So right around the corner, they should open up pre-orders, or maybe they'll just have them ready to ship and you can get one before you even get your Steam Deck. I don't know. But if the price is right, I'm going to jump on it. So yeah, add that to your wish list so you could be on it right away if you're interested. Now, the other thing I thought was kind of cool is people are receiving these units that they ordered. It's not just the press outlets and all the early impressions. People who ordered these are getting them. Like I've already said, shipping notifications have been going out. And obviously, if you're closer to their shipping location, chances are you're going to get it earlier than people maybe across the country or something, right? So this individual on Reddit, I thought this was pretty cool. BitFiddler0. Gabe Newell showed up at my house and delivered my Steam Deck. Seems like some unbelievable stuff, right? And Gabe signed the actual case. That is nuts, right? People could be like, this isn't real. This is just somebody trying to, have something go viral. But no, this looks like it legit happened. And there's been a couple reports of Gabe going out to individuals' places of residence and handing them a Steam Deck. That is freaking nuts, dude. So he did post the evidence down here. Besides just, the picture of hey, there's my Steam Deck. I thought this was really cool. So a couple days ago, he noted that he got a spammy looking email saying that a shipment of the Steam Deck arrived a few days early and mine can be delivered tomorrow if someone is home to sign for it. I was honestly skeptical and didn't want to get my hopes up too much. If I saw an email like that too, I'd be like, I don't know, man. I'd be getting some kind of tons of fishy ass looking emails, stuff that looks legit, but I just deduce the best I can. No, I ain't clicking on that shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes these emails could be a little wonky. You never know. So fast forward to today, he told his wife to watch for deliveries while he went on a full day ski trip with friends. Went out on a little vacation, a little trip, go hang out with the friends, right? So he states the delivery guy comes and the wife opens the door. He asks, is Mike, not his real name, home? Says, no, but you can leave the package with me. And what's with the camera crew? There's a camera crew there. Little did she know that the delivery guy was Gabe Newell. Gabe was super cool, down to earth. He said to email him if she has any feedback. To which my wife replied, "Okay, but what's like your name? Like, what's your email? Right? Like, who are you? Like, are you in like do you work for FedEx? Who is this guy? Right? Like, that's kind of funny. So he's kind of like, anyway. Excuse me while I go bang my head against the wall for missing the whole experience. Like, I mean, if that happened to me and I was at home, I would be like, damn, dude, that would have been awesome. But he posts like a Ring doorbell camera type thing, a little image, and that does look like it could be Gabe walking up there on the 26th of February, coming to bring him his Steam Deck. That is freaking awesome, man. That is really cool in my opinion. That it's just for press, I guess, but still to have like Gabe go out and do these kind of things, yeah, it's exposure, it's whatever, but it's still kind of cool, man. Imagine like when Reggie was part of Nintendo, like he came to your house to deliver the Nintendo Switch. That would have been cool too. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, there's that. So moving on, we got a couple more things that I want to talk about. Real quick on this one, which is something we touched on the other day, where you could log into your account and see what Steam games in your account have been verified. Double check that video. I'll put a link to all that. Pretty cool. Get ready for the Steam Deck type of thing. You can also look at the recently verified games from Valve, knowing that, hey, all this stuff is verified. So there's a lot of resources out there to look at this stuff. Going through the official Steam Deck page, you got all this stuff going on. So they show all the recent stuff, and then if you go to the See All Verified Games, it'll take you to the Grade on Deck page. So this is going to have like a lot of stuff listed, categories and whatnot, things on your wish list. I don't even know why South Park's still on my wish list. I've had that game on other systems for a while, but you could see stuff on your wish list. Like a lot of this stuff I already own, like in other places, but yeah, and then popular titles, you could scroll down, look at everything. A lot of this stuff's like recently released. Recommended new releases that are verified. You could scroll through and take a look. Tags, different tags, new and trending, top sellers, top rated. You could look at like recommended for you, that kind of thing. There's a lot of resources here. If you want to go through the official page and take a look at like what has been verified, different, you can go to, casual games, RPG games, simulation, strategy, all that good stuff. So a lot of resources out there. I know the Proton database has all that as well. So yeah, like if you want to look at stuff in anticipation, you get a free moment, take a look. There you go. Next up, I thought this was interesting. So this is going to lead into something else that I think is really good news. But Valve won't increase Steam Deck price, but might look at higher end versions. We've talked about the higher end stuff before, that was definitely a possibility, and they've kind of hinted at that already, and other companies making Steam Decks. So in an interview with IGN, they asked him about that kind of stuff, and Gabe said, I mean, part of what you do with pricing is you're making a promise to customers, but we wouldn't expect to be adjusting the SKU prices. So essentially, like, they don't foresee, even with all the crazy stuff going on, price increases. And we've seen that with a lot of things out there, for sure, secondary market. I'm interested to see what people are going to be selling these things for. It's freaking nuts if people aren't patient. But as far as official pricing, they're not really looking at increasing anything. It was very, painful to them to get this out there at the price that they did. The base model, the entry-level model, is $400. Like, that's the Nintendo Switch territory, the OLED territory. Not a bad price, but he had mentioned that he wouldn't have guessed that the $650 model, the one with the 512 gigabytes of NVMe and the anti-glare etched glass, would be like the main selling model. I kind of I was up in the air. I wasn't sure either, like, which would be the best selling model. Would it be more people jumping at the cheaper one, or would it be the high end one? I would imagine the middle one is probably the worst selling one. I mean, I don't think they're sharing numbers or anything, but I would imagine like the middle one is not the best seller. I would have thought either the lower end or the higher end. I mean, it was hard to say, but yeah, the higher end one is the one that's selling more, quite a bit. So That's pretty interesting. So they asked him if they should if Valve will continue to look at higher end configurations, and he notes absolutely that's the great thing about PC market, that it just continues. Like a year from now, AMD is going to have better parts, right? A year from now, all the component suppliers are going to either expand capacity, performance, reduce costs, that kind of thing. So we're absolutely going to ride that as hard as we can. That's part of the thing. Being in the PC space, everybody's essentially driving everybody else's price performance improvements over time. So definitely looks like they will be continuing this line as long as everything's going good. I've heard there's been some bugs with the UI, things like that, but people are still very happy with what they're getting out there. So yeah, I mean, if they continue making more of these things in the future, they got some images up here comparing different consoles. Pretty interesting. But yeah, I'm for it. Like at the price point right now, it seems like a pretty cool device, and the performance seems pretty good. If they continue making higher end ones over time, sure, why not, right? So the final thing I want to discuss is also, I believe it might have been part of like some recent interviews, but Steam Deck supplies will soon be in the hundreds of thousands, Valve says. So with all these shortages and whatnot, they're going to be ramping up production, and they say with projections within the second month of the device being launched, seeing hundreds of thousands of units that will continue to grow even quicker. Lawrence Yang had said during a Q&A that he was part of. So very, very good news. I think if they're ramping up production, they're going to be getting hundreds of thousands of units out there within first couple months of launch, which like we're in the first month right now. So that is pretty cool, man. Can't wait to get one of these things in my hand. Just wanted to talk about it a bit. I'm excited for the Steam Decks. That's why I discuss it with you guys. Share some interesting little tidbits. Really do appreciate every single one of y'all. Let me know what you think down below. That said, see you on the next one. Should have another video later today. Thank you.